Hello everybody, this is a video for our intermediate micro class. I wanted to take the opportunity to go over a question that people had some problems with. Question 18 in chapter 3. It's actually based on a solved problem in the book, which is awesome. So there's a lot of resources there to help you answer it. But it's also a great opportunity to sort of review elasticities and some of the ways that we can use elasticities to solve problems and talk about supply and demand and their applications. So let's get started. So it starts out talking about drilling in the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge. And the question is basically, what would happen if we drilled in the National Arctic Wildlife Refuge to the price of oil? And so real quick before we get started, I want to remind everybody, first of all, that when we're talking about elasticities, we've got the price elasticity of demand. Oops. Which is a percent change in quantity demanded divided by percent change in price, which we also solved as being the equal to the inverse slope times price over quantity, right? And we solved that in the lectures, went through how that works, so hopefully that's somewhat familiar. We also have income elasticity of demand, which is this fun shape, which is the percent change in quantity demanded divided by the percent change in income, which is equal to that ratio of change in income and change in quantity demand. And we can use the coefficient for income in a demand curve in the same way we would use the slope and then the ratio of price and quantity to solve that. We won't use that for this problem, but that's in there too. That's in the lecture and in the textbook. And then we had the price elasticity of supply, which is the percent change in quantity supplied divided by the percent change in price. And we can do the same thing we did here, use the inverse slope times the ratio of price and quantity. For the notation for the supply function, they use that C plus dP, and so it would be equal to dPd, or PQ, right? So that's what we're going to use to solve these problems, because what we're given isn't enough to actually determine our equilibria. So we're going to use a lot of supply and demand stuff, and then these elasticity relationships to solve that problem 18 about the National Arctic Wildlife Refuge. So we start out with our initial conditions.